name is Eric van Eerdenburg. I'm the festival director of Lowlands Festival. We're also running down the rabbit hole here in Holland. We've been doing it for 25 years now. What really makes me proud of our 25th anniversary is that we made it. The competition has been really severe. When it's going down a bit, what happened the last 2 years, you have to renew, you have to innovate, you have to kickstart something to give it some new energy, to boost it up. And we decided to take the 25th anniversary as a moment of, instead of looking back, we take the moment to look forward. We've seen production grow, we've seen attendance go down. We have a very loyal audience, but the music is changing, and we are a festival of changing music and looking forward. So the older people, the older loyal people, started to nag about our choices that we made in the programming, and the new ones didn't know what Lowlands was because they couldn't get tickets. So in these 2 years we had really good programs, and that gave me the confidence that it was 1 year really bad, the second year it was already up, and the third year, for my pride, I think we have to sell out again. So we have to put new energy in it. And that's what we did. This team of people, you know, there's nothing like this is the boss and this is the team. It's up and down and up and down, you know. So everybody gets the opportunity to put in their creativity. Niels is a very creative producer. The team is very produced. Everybody is really dedicated to make it work. That's what I love about this team. Everybody is, you know, putting energy in it, and they're at the end of the rope now. You know, it's the end of the season, it's the end of the rope, but you know, one more day to go, and then cleaning it all out, and then, you know, holidays. I've talked to some tour managers. They are really happy with the facilities on the back end of the stage and the sides. And I've been talking to audience a lot because I walk through the crowds a lot, and I'm not asking, they're telling me what they feel about it, and they are all so enthusiastic. The sidelines, the immense structures, you can feel it's a big happening. The Bravo, especially as a dance tent also at night, is working really well. I've seen the first broadcast on TV yesterday, bits of it. It looks fantastic on TV. The Bravo structure is really beautiful, and it's like you're in an old church. It just has this grand feeling, you know, that you're there, and the light works really well on it. The structure is beautiful. So yeah.
Well, I'm Ronny. I'm one of the directors of the festival. I'm in the festival already from the first edition, so this is my 25th. And I started on the forklift, and now I'm one of the directors of the festival, so that's, well, it's quite a career actually. With Lowlands we were like a trendsetter in the 90s, and we wanted to do more than just being a music festival with some stages and having a camping outside, but yeah, we grew, and the last years were selling out by just pushing the button, and without announcing any name of any artist, just pushing the button, and the ticket sales started, and 2 hours later we were sold out. And well, in a way, I think even if you don't want it and you realize the danger of it, I think maybe you get a little bit laziness in your whole organization. And 2 years ago, when our ticket sales dropped a bit to 45,000. Last year we had 53,000, and we were already talking about we have to be the festival which we were in the 90s. We have to be different, we have to be new, we have to be the trendsetter of the festivals nowadays. So when everybody realized that we wanted that, there was a sort of new energy in our team, and we started thinking about how to manage that and how to get there in that position again. All the 25 years we had a very strong team, and this team is not just 2 or 3 or 4 managers try to make the concept themselves. I mean, it's an effort of the whole team. When you want to be ahead of your other festivals, and then you have to innovate, and there have to be an energy in your team, as I said, that has to change in real stages or catering or whatever in your festival. And you need a very close relationship with your suppliers, because they are part of the creation as well. So you have to stimulate them, you have to sit with them, you have to brainstorm with them, and of course you need the power to realize their ideas. I mean, they come up with some spectacular ideas, but then money-wise and management-wise, this has to fit in your festival. So, and sometimes that's it's quite difficult, but we see it as a challenge, you know. And just to get ahead of all the other festivals and being different and being new and constantly thinking of making this festival better and a better experience for our audience. The investments we did is really another level. I mean, all the festivals with the tents, we were in the same league actually, but now we're in another league with our 2 new stages. But finance-wise, that's triple in cost, you know, that's enormous, and we had to guarantee for more than just 1 year, you know, to the Stageco people, and we are convinced about the system, so it's no problem to guarantee to Stageco that we will use them for the next 5 years. So, and we're happy with it, and it works very well.
Hi, my name is Niels. I'm a project manager for Mojo Concerts, and we're here at the Lowlands Festival. And we're in the center of the festival, our brand new armadillo structure, and it's the 25th edition of Lowlands this year, so it's all very special for us. We have a lot of new things this year. We created basically 4 new areas. We got our centerpiece, the armadillo, where we combine different functions like food and beverage, but also chill zone, and it's also the 24-hour area, so when everything else sort of closes down, the party keeps on going here. It opens up on the Thursday and we pull the plug on Monday morning when everyone's supposed to go home. We had the premiere last night and it was a big success. We're very happy about it. The green structure is our new Bravo stage, which we built together with Stageco. And yeah, it's also a product release for them. It's like a church type of dome structure. The third new item is the Alpha stage. It's our main stage, basically a hybrid between an outdoor stage and a big shelter. This way we can give our audience like a dry spot to see the shows, but also the light shows come out better because the daylight that we take the sun out of the stage, and we're very pleased about it. The sightlines are great. I just saw the first show, sounds great, so we're really happy with that new structure. Lowlands is a festival that's been going on for a long time, so there's a lot of legacy. People are used to things and people love certain things, so it was a big deal for us. Even started to think about new types of structures and maybe getting rid of all the big top tents that we've always used for the stages. People like the way they look, they think it's cozy or snug or whatever. But we had some productional issues with them. Height was an issue. There's a lot of sideline kills because of all the poles going around and all the cables everywhere. And rigging was also an issue. So yeah, we started designing sort of our own type of structure or tent that would fit all of our design requirements, taking everything into account like sidelines and rigging and stuff like that. When we had that all planned down, we went to talk to Stageco, and of course they bring their own expertise to the table. So I think we ended up with a great stage that's even more than we dreamed of. I've been looking at that thing on the drawing board for 2.5 years, and now it's been coming together for the past 2 weeks, and we've been sneak peeking things to the audience, and the reactions online and Facebook and stuff were really good. And when people walked on the field this morning and you see the reactions on their faces, it's worth $1 million. And I spoke to the production manager, Phil Brott of the XX this morning, who are headlining today. And he was really pleased with the structure. He's an old rigger, so he can appreciate the Stageco elements in it. And we have the lowered monitor bunkers and guitar bunkers, so also to improve the sidelines. So you're not looking at a standard U-shaped outdoor stage. So he appreciated that as well. Because in the big tops we had these height and rigging issues. We don't have that anymore, which already resulted the very first year that we're loading in a new rig every evening. And we got more video. We can hang the full rig of every headliner, but we can also accommodate other bands that are playing during the day. So we can give all the fans the full experience that the lineup has to offer. And because of the more rigging capacity, we can also fly our subs now. We even got flown subs on the delays. We added bigger outfills for the field outside, so the sound would actually go with the sideline, so everyone has it, right in their face. Our sound supplier is called Amco. It's a company based in Holland, in Utrecht, and they've been our supplier, I would say, for the past 25 years, and they have a lot of big talents and knowledge, so they help us with all the dB controls, and they've come up with the new sound design. Hugo is the sound engineer, and yeah, I walked around, and it's something new for us as well, because the sound goes all the way across the lake that's there, so people that lounge there can also enjoy the main act, and we really stepped it up this year on sound quality with the Adamson system, and also on sound coverage and level. We got more room now, and just overall better sound experience thanks to the Amco guys. So in the center of the Armadillo we have our 5 chimneys. The chimneys have been part of Lowlands for, I don't know, 15-20 years. They used to be part of the festival entrance over there, but because we wanted to change the way people get to the festival side, we didn't want to get rid of them, because they're part of Lowlands, and they will always be. So we moved them to the center of the first field of Cape Lowlands, this area is called. And we sort of started building stuff around it. We wanted to have like a center camp where people can hang out all day, and where we incorporate the food and the lounging and the DJs and stuff. Yeah, when I saw it going down yesterday for the first time, it seemed like it worked very well. People liked it, and people like to walk around and like to hang out in it. So the energy was good. And when the DJs start going later, then it was what we hoped it would be. The original design of the shape of the Armadillo came from me, and then we liaised with our structural engineering company. It's called Antink. They're very good in this type of structures, and they made the structural design of it, and then they added the concept of the centrical ring, so the whole thing is sort of tensioned between all the steels. And then our friends from Stageco, they built the towers. For the 25th year we've done a lot of investment and changes into the site as well. We've sort of created a city park around the perimeter of the festival site. So the campsite gets really close now to the festival site. Those boundaries are smaller. I can see the tent standing over there, and we made it like a city park going around the lake. So make a nice path in between, so it looks nice. We had a lake, we call Lake Lowlands. We put a dike in between, so people can now walk around, which opens up a lot of possibilities. People that go out of the main stage, they can walk over the dike, go past the market area. So all those routings are new, and instead of one entrance to the festival site, we have 2 now, which is a new dynamic, because we usually have the chimneys over there, which was a big deal. It looks like a factory. When you go underneath the factory, you come out as a lowlander. That was the concept, and so yeah, we let that go a little bit and make it more open, less of a boundary. If you want to bring a beer from the campsite, it's fine, So with our sponsoring partners, we try to work very close with them. So it's an ad for the festival, but also an ad for the sponsor brand. Because if the interest of the sponsor lines up with the interest of the audience, which we know best, then the sponsor has most value for money, of course. So we try to work with all of them. They come up with an idea, or with a company who try to develop a new activation, and we work very closely with them to make sure it fits the festival, and we do that for all our separate festivals as well. There's a lot of different genres going on. Of course, we have the big tents with bands play in, but we also have like a theater tent where there's a lot of dance and comedy, and we got this metal cave over there which built out of sea containers. And then there's the Lowlands Science, which is a lot of universities try to do their science on people, and so there's a lot of funny stuff going on there the whole time. And we always have philosophy program, and we've got the School of Life, to deal with the more serious thing. And people stand in line for that. They want to see it's always well-known speakers or writers or philosophers, and I think that's really nice to have that type of program as well. And then when you're done with that, you go have some morning yoga. The dike through the water also benefits for production. We used to have trucks having to drive through the crowd, which of course is a hassle. People have to stop and wait for security, clear it up, and so that dike also helps us with trucks getting to the Heineken stage. And so now we don't have to cross any audience anywhere, so that's really helpful. Well, it's just great to see things coming to life from the drawing board. If you look at a drawing for 2.5 years from the alpha, or this thing for maybe a year, and talking about it over and over, and you're down to version 29, and when it actually comes to life, I think it's really exciting. I always have a lot of new ideas. There's always ideas in the head, and especially during the festivals, things already start, developing for next year. So I think we can come up with some new plans.
I'm Dirk the Dekker, working for Stageco in a lifelong career of many years. And here for Lowlands we are underneath our lovely structure that we are bringing to them today.
We have been thinking about replacing our big top tent that we had for the main stage for about 2.5 years. So in that process we start developing sort of what our favorite design requirements would be. In that process we started drawing up our thoughts of how we thought it should look like, and what weight capacity and all those type of things. And with that plan we went to Stageco, and you guys pretty much took it from there and made it to what we have now here, and which is way more than we ever hoped for. So we're like over the moon about this new structure.
It was over a year ago.
Yeah, it's today exactly a year ago.
Exactly
I just
a year.
checked my email. The first email to Stageco was a year ago now. So celebrating that a little bit today. Yeah.
Yeah. We've been here many dark winter mornings and all that stuff. I think mainly because what we were using is the tent coat, where the wind loads are much more important than the rigging loads and other things that normally we take care of. So this was really a fight against wind, more than rigging as usual, more than a fight against it. So that was basically the main difficulty, that the structures are loaded in a different way than what we are used to work with. Basically it's a 70 meter deep and a 60 meter free span, and about 20 meters height in the center. And it's a, how do you say that, a half arch, or an arch with half straight legs in the middle.
The original work name was Half Dome.
Half Dome.
Yeah.
We have done quite a bit of work in previous questions from event organizers and all that to look into this type of structure. So we had quite a bit of knowledge already.
Yeah, a lot of homework has been done yet.
Yeah, had been done. Yes. One of the things that you need to keep in mind is that how the structure itself needs to be manageable to build, and I think that was very early on something we had to take in account. So you have to look at two things. One is the structure when it is built, but also what are the elements doing during the build and in the different phases of the build. So there's more to engineering than only making sure that it stays up once it's up, so it's all also during the build. And for the rest, as I say, is the wind loads that are the study of all the wind loads. That is one of the main things. And then a very special feature here that very quickly we realized that any foundations and counterweights and ballast needed to be below ground. So actually half of the work that was done today we don't see anymore, so because that's completely buried, and that gives the structure a very open feeling, and we hope that it's going to be a good experience for the public.
Sidelines are great, no counterweights or concrete blocks anywhere. It's all on the floor. So from the sideline perspective, which was one of our original design requirements, we really went up and over. So that's something we're really satisfied with. And of course, it helps during the build. That you have all that stuff in place.
50% comes out of rental stock, and 50% is new pieces and new ideas and new ways of doing things. I think it's realistic to say that this will be something like a team of 12 or 14 for 5 days to build it.
It's never, it's never black and white. But if you calculate it back to an individual arch, it's about 30 tons per arch. So that's perfect for us. So we can hang everything our headliners and penultimate spots want to hang. We don't have to. We can give the audience the ultimate show. So before we have to leave stuff in the truck, which is a waste both for the artist but also for the audience, of course. So that's one of the first things we started off with. We needed height and rigging capacity. We got both.
Yeah, well, I'm happy with the result. After looking for months at the computer screen on this, so that's something completely different. Bit of how do you say that? Goosebumps when I arrived here today, so very happy.
Hello, I'm Maarten from Lokven. I'm project manager at Mojo Concerts, Lowlands Festival. At Lowlands and the other events we do in Holland, we like to increase the level of service. Not only the level of security, but also the service level. In this tent you will see the combination of both. The service level for the search of the bags for the camping and the campsite are a new system we use. We use airport-style X-ray luggage system. By increasing this system, we skip the queues from 1 hour or more to only a few minutes. So the queues on the outside are mostly gone. The second thing we see about the service aspect is that we don't have to unpack all these baggage. So the people have carefully packed their bags at home, and we used to unpack them by security hands and let them pack themselves their bags again. It's annoying, and with this system we only have to do a hand search with the suspected baggage. The third benefit of this system is that we can search more people. So we do it with event profiling and at random we pick the visitors. Well, because we can increase these visitation at the front gate, we could decrease the pat down on the festival side. This is a 5-day event. People stay for more like 100 hours on site. So they move from campsite to festival all along. And we used to have a full pat down, and because of the event profiling outside the main gate and this X-ray system, we could decrease the visitation and checkpoint between the campsite and the festival site. Again, that's a service issue as well. It makes it more convenient for visitors to go to the tents and go back. It's a more relaxed environment. We started with these plans a year ago, and we have a couple of very good discussions with our company, the security company. With guys like Gajadien and Jacques Douze, to get them along with our ideas of changing a full patch security to a more friendly and open level of visitation. We introduced this summer a company-wide back of the house system, where we have a closed system for everybody who's working or who will be our guest for the backstage areas and the working areas. That means that all our 18,000 working crew and guests has to be pre-registered. We start with the scanning system. Everybody has a wristband with a unique name on it and a unique scanning position. When on the outline of the event, we scanned about everybody who's coming in and out for the last 10 days in the build-up, during the show as well. We do a dog search as well, so we know who's on site, and it's not possible anymore to get in with some sort of a nice excuse. The benefit of this system with pre-registration is that you make a wall around your festival, so it scares people off to get in, the people that you don't want to get in. So we make the walls a bit higher with this system. It's Friday, the first festival day, but yesterday was the first day to people to get in. Last night we had about 50,000 people on the campsite. Day one, I'm very happy. Everybody is in. All the crew is getting in. Traffic is going good. The weather is getting better, so it's going to be a good weekend.
My name is Erwin Sprengers. I'm account manager for Mojo Berries for still like I think 18 years now. This is my 17th edition of Lowlands. I'm proud to be supplier for that long for this production. I love Lowlands Festival. Company is 29, 30 year this year, and yeah, from the beginning Mojo was involved of Lowlands. So I think in the first edition there has to be pieces like 24 units in front of stage. I think that's all there is and was at that period, and I think they used it. In the beginning it was a very easy setup for us. It's only every stage has a front of stage, and in the years and years Lowlands was growing and growing, like a festival 55,000 people these days. We make some second rings in, we developed some materials in the last 25 years, so always was Lowlands one of our test cases to use new products. Because we have good relationship with production, they like to have innovate new products, and they welcome us to work with it. And yeah, that makes a special relationship between Mojo Concerts and Mojo Berries. In the beginning we transporting a lot of decoration, we stored the decoration. Still I think we deliver 12 to 15 trucks of material. We're not doing only stage berry, we deliver rubber matting, a lot of towers they use for all the acts. I think we deliver around 10,000 towels in total. We use our gatekeepers for years and years at the entrance for after the festival to measure and to notice on which period on the day it's the crowd is coming in and the highest level, and so they can use more catering guys behind the bar and more security on the camping side. The cooperation between Mojo and Mojo is an oiled machine. It's unbelievable. The production guys are on so professional level. They send me all the drawing. They send me the Excel list with every special in detail. So it's for us not the difficult festival there is. The last 25 years there's always a development going on. Some festivals we do as company is every year exactly the same setups. And Lowlands, for example, is one of the top of the festivals like that. And yeah, that's the reason I love it.
My name is Arwind. I started LiveCrowd roughly 2 years ago. I have my own digital firm here in Amsterdam, and yeah, we did some great stuff for great brands in the past years, and we actually have this great relationship with all these cool tech companies like Google and Facebook and Twitter and all those guys. And we actually started out with LiveCrowd 2 years ago because we wanted to have something that people can use on their phones, not download a new app, but just use something that they're really familiar with. The web-based platform that we've built, we actually built it on this new thing. It's called progressive web apps. Apps are very expensive to maintain, very expensive to build, take a lot of energy from your phone. So now we actually want the browsers on your phone to have that technology and actually to do more with real-time information. So when we started out with progressive web apps, LiveCrowd was one of the first that came along, and we said, look, what if we create something that's basically a landing page, and everybody that has a smartphone or even a BlackBerry, for the few people that have it, they can go in and they can go to the page. In this today it's livecrowd.io/Lowlands, and then they can pick on which platform they want to talk to us, whether it's Facebook Messenger, whether it's Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, it doesn't matter. And then we have our team that's in connection with everyone from production to security to police and marketing. So every question you have as a visitor or even as people who are working here, we can answer it for you and we can help you on that. We are very active in the Amsterdam Arena Port area, which is the entertainment capital of the Netherlands. So you have the Ziggo Dome, the AFAS Live, the Amsterdam Arena, but also the Pathé Arena, which is the IMAX theater. So a lot of visitors, between 9 and 12 million visitors are coming through that area every year. So the problem there was, when we started working there, a lot of questions came in from people. But for Pathé, you have to use a phone number. For Amsterdam Arena, you have to download the app. You can email to, let's say, Ziggo Dome. And so there are also these different types of ways that people can get into touch with those organizations. So we said, okay, why don't we create this one system? And then, we started building that. And obviously, Mojo is doing a lot of shows there. So we connected. And it was with Junior from Mojo. We said, look, can we do some tests? And we did some tests. They went great. People loved us. They actually used us, like we were doing a test for one event, and then the next event they kind of expected us to be there, but we weren't. So that was the thing. And then Mojo came back to us and they said, look, if you guys are interested, let's work together. We did some 3 major events after that: the Rihanna, Coldplay, and Beyonce show. And then it went on virally, and ever since we've been working together. In April this year, we formed a partnership with Mojo Concerts. The last year has been really interesting. The service part, that was clear. We wanted to help people. We're a content company by heart. We all these people that work for us, they love content. I mean, they're young, they're on the internet every day, so they live and breathe content. So we were just, how can we make LiveCrowd more interesting? Not just be the support line or the butler service, but make it interesting, right? So we were talking to Facebook and to WhatsApp and to Instagram, all the people we work with, and they gave us API access, and like we can work with certain stuff that it's in beta or not for the general public yet, which gave us access to new features like new Facebook Live when it was new, 360 video, whether we push it out in 4K. So it was very interesting for us to create ways of content. So in this past year, while we were working together, we kind of been like the cool kid in class. We just we were bending the rules a bit, where we were just recording artists on stage, broadcasting that live on our webpage, and just seeing what would happen. And ultimately, it was fun, and like even the record companies, they loved us because we had this great content and great interaction with users. So now LiveCrowd is not only just the butler or the help service, but it also provides you with a layer of content that you don't normally have. So you get a backstage access to what's going on, the build-up of a tent, or all the sorts of food that's available at Lowlands, or the merchandise, or we walk with the artists from backstage to front stage, and then then we are out, because if you want to go front stage, you had to buy a ticket. But just to give you a glimpse, and that's kind of like I think people like us because of that. We originally didn't think about how beneficial this service would be for the people who are working. LiveCrowd was built for the crowd. So when we started working with Mojo, you get to see the processes behind the scenes. So you get to see about production and about security. And when you talk to them, you find out what their pains are and what they would like to get or what they would like to see. So and obviously as developers, we were like, okay, that's interesting. What if we take that to another update? Because we update LiveCrowd regularly. And we talk to you guys and see what we can do to make it work for you guys, so that the information that we get, which is a lot. I mean, we get the weirdest questions, but also the great information that we get also is actually the power of the crowd. So what if we can get that information to them, and can they act faster on that? We've been trying that out, and it's been amazing. Like the response time, like it's just it's been reduced to a minute or even seconds sometimes, and it's just amazing how all these parties come together. And I have to say, today, this is the first time that we have so many people integrated with our service. So we have security, event acoustics, who is doing the sound, production companies, everybody that's involved with anything that has to do with crowd on the backstage side of things, we have them involved in our system. So we can pinpoint everybody. If you have a question, we can pinpoint it to someone and put it back to a person. So there's no noise in between. And that's like, we didn't think of that. That just happened. So we started out last year in Lowlands. There was this big thing that people were talking about bots. But the thing was, it's not a person. You find that out immediately, and you find out that it's not our thing. So I think last year Lowlands, at the first day at night, we turned on this bot, and we really programmed it well. I mean, you could reload and re-ask a question, you would not get the same answer for 40 times, So But still, we found out when we came back the next morning that a lot of people were just cussing against it, and we found that was not the thing that we wanted to do. So we turned it around. So the bot is actually, when you ask a question about parking, then the bot is actually getting that question and saying to one of our operators like, "Hey, there's Graham. He's asking something about parking. These are the answers you can give them." And the answers that the operator can give, the answers are verified by the people from production, so that he can never give a wrong answer. And if the answer is not in there, then the bot will automatically say, "Hey, listen, this issue has been asked for the 7th time already in 4 minutes. Maybe you should do something with that." And then we can go back to production and say, "Hey guys, what do you think?" And that's basically what made the system better and bigger. We talked about how people can find us on that landing page, and obviously you have a lot of festivals here who use their own app. So that's where Live Nation came to play, and they said, "Look, we really find your service interesting. How can we infiltrate it within our own app? Because we have obviously we have our app, but the install base is not as big as." I mean, obviously WhatsApp or Twitter or that kind of stuff. I said, look, there's 2 ways to do this. We can integrate our service into your app, so you can use it in your app. But even if people are using it on Twitter or on Facebook or on WhatsApp or Instagram or Snapchat or Musical.ly, all these services, we're also checking all those services individually. So we can see everything that comes in, whether it's in a geofence or whether they're using certain keywords. Either people ask questions or they just throw it out there on Twitter or on Facebook, and then we just grab it in and say, "Hey, we seen you. You got a question about then that. Can we help you out? Can you send us a WhatsApp message?" Then, and especially when there's something like personal info involved, you don't want to publish it on Twitter where it's public. You just want to keep it really personal for them.
I'm Dirk van Bijken. I'm the CEO and Managing Director of Antink Flashlight Group. And Antink Flashlight Group is the company who delivers here the sound, light, rigging for the whole festival. As Antink Flashlight Group, we have a rental department, also a sales department. There we are the distributor for Stageco, and at some moment we decided that it would be good, together with Mojo, Live Nation, the owner of the festival, it would be good to help the sound engineers here with their sound to make here a room for Digicos, and all the sound engineers can come here and prep their production here, and it's amazing, they love it. It just comes because Mojo gives us the facilities to do this. For us it is awesome that Mojo invested a lot in this new structures. Rigging is much better and it helps us a lot, but on the other hand it's challenging what we needed to deliver here and how to do it the first time. On the sound side we do Adamson in the Alva, it's the main stage, and in the Bravo we use our own system. It's a Synco system that we have already for many years. And there we used subs already, we mixed it with other subs. In terms of lighting we put Robic Lepecki into it, and we are looking now, and because this was also the first year for us in this area, to how we can improve it for the next years, but it's already great.
There's so many memories of good shows. Really, what I really like as music, Bon Iver, Radiohead, Arcade Fire, shows that really come to mind when I think about them. But also what yesterday night, the Saturday night, that's the moment mostly that I reflect on when I walk on the field. That's in 25 years. I did that 25 times. When you see all these happy people and you see that the atmosphere is that everybody seems to be connected and there's a massive massa hysteria going on, that's what you're doing it for,